Alright, good people, I'm out here this morning getting ready to conduct a trial of this rapid test digital soil tester. And I got a few materials set out here. I've got my hori knife, a measuring cup, some distilled water, and a clean bucket to put everything in. Now, the instructions that I've got say I'm supposed to put 5 cups of water in, so let's measure out 5 cups. There's 5 cups of water. There. Alright. To those 5 cups of water, I need to add 1 cup of soil. And I'm going to pull the soil from this area here. This is just regular backyard with the various little plants that it's got growing in it. We've got some Lamium purpurea here, purple dead nettle, it's right here. Wild edible plant. Notice the fuzzy leaves, purple flowers. Stems are a little on the square side. This is edible, as I said before. Flavor kind of reminds me of maybe parsley a bit. The flowers are sweet. We also have, see here, we have this one here. This is a hairy bittercress. Take a look at that one there. Hairy bittercress, also edible, although better if you cook it. You can add it as a seasoning to salads in the spring. I don't know, they say it's bittercress, but it doesn't really taste good. And over here, this one looks very similar to it. And that's this here. There's Lamium purpurea there. And this one is another Lamium. Cannot remember the specific species name, but this one is commonly referred to as henbit. People also call this one henbit, but you notice they are different plants. They're just the same genus. Also, once again, edible. Oh, look at that. Right next to where I dropped that. You would think white flowers, bittercress? No, this isn't bittercress. This one is called shepherd's purse. Get that guy out of there. Shepherd's purse, Capsella bursa pastoris. If I'm not butchering the Latin. Shepherd's purse. And this one is another edible. I can get this teased out so you can have a look at the leaves. Well, I guess this one would be better. If you take a look at those leaves there, looks a bit kind of like the dandelion leaf, but this is not a dandelion. It's a brassica. It also is another spring wild edible. Starting to get a little bit on the peppery side. It's related to mustards, and it has that sort of mustard flavor to it. Alright, I was hoping I could find some clover in here, because I seeded some last year, but I don't see any coming up in this spot. Hopefully that won't affect your test too much, huh? Alright, I'm just going to take soil right out from wherever it happens to be. There's a little clump. I'm just going to drop it in here. I need a cup of soil. And I put it in, roots and all, everything that's in there. Got a little spot there. Up. Look at you. Ah, little earthworm. Oh, there's another one. I don't need you in my test. Earthworms are great for the soil. But I don't think adding an earthworm to the soil test would result in anything very positive. Now this is old river bottom here. And so there's a lot of sand, a lot of silt. And although you can't see it all around me are nitrogen fixing plants. The clovers, which I planted last year, and also right in this area, up until last year, just right there, as a matter of fact, right next to where the camera is positioned, there was a rather large black locust that I had to cut down because I wanted to use that space to grow a garden in, and I'm planning on doing some other nitrogen fixing things in the area. I can show you those maybe in a bit. For now, I've got my cup of soil, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this test tube right here for the pH test. And for pH, just want to fill it up to that first line. Line up with a little bit too much in there. Right up to that first line should do the trick. Should be about enough. Alright, got back where I found it. Alright, and I'll mix in this 1 cup of soil, 5 cups of water, and give it a good stir. So I want the soil to be thoroughly dissolved into that water. Alright, and that is it. I'm going to come back in a few hours after the dirt has settled down, and we'll proceed with the rest of the test. Alright, I'm back in the high tunnel here, and while I wait for this water to settle out, which may take all day, possibly all night, I've got a few other things to do, so I'm going to show you what I'm up to. I've got this item right here. Now, this is formerly a container that had cupcakes in it. There's a church across the street. They had some sort of a function, and whenever they got done with their festivities, they threw this in the trash. And I saw that and went, wow, you know what? That would make a great tray for starting seeds in, I'll bet. And so I grabbed it, I washed it off, and it's not very deep, but I don't think it needs to be for my purposes. It's got this nice lid that I can fasten over the top. That should trap moisture in there, which would be great for sprouting seeds. And best of all, it was free. Now, I've got this, but what am I going to use for a seed starting medium? And I could do all kinds of different things. I could do some sand, I could do some perlite, I could do some finely sifted wood chips, but I decided to do something a little bit different. I've got these, which are puppy training pads. They're made by Glad, and I just happen to have, about a half pack or so left here. And these are left over from our dog, one of them. Her name was Buddha. She was about 15, 16 years old. She finally died of old age. And on the last couple of weeks of her life, she was having a really hard time keeping everything in, so to speak. I used to get really mad at her when she go to the bathroom in the house, but at the end I just couldn't bring myself to be mad at her. She couldn't help it. So we got these to help clean up the mess or trap the mess underneath her little cot. And well, she's not around anymore, and we don't need all these pads. So what am I going to do with them? Well, it turns out these have a gel in them that absorbs water and holds it really well. And I'm wondering if I might use that as a medium for seed starting. Let's find out. I've got a bucket of water here. Let's put that down right there. I'm just going to take these pads and push them down into the water, and they will soak up water like a sponge. I accidentally discovered this whenever I was using this to soak up some water that I just spilled, and I thought I could wring it out and reuse it. And while I was wringing it out, the fabric lining of these pads ruptured, and all this gel just squirted out. And I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting. I could probably find a use for that. And so now we're going to give that a shot. These in here. There's 4 of them. Let's do 2 more. Oh, that water is cold. Cold water. Oh. 5. 1 more. There we go. There's 6 pads. 6 pads in this bucket here. I'll just put that down. And we'll wait a couple of minutes, and we'll see how this turn out. The ones at the bottom are getting close, maybe. Pull one out. I think it can soak up a little bit more. It's getting there, but not quite ready yet, I don't think. Just put that under there. Give it another minute. It's a nice warm day today. But that water is cold. Well, hopefully this will be enough. It's feeling pretty heavy. Alright, so I've got this pad is full of water. Look at that. Oh, yep, look at this, look at this. Look at that. You're going to squeeze and watch what comes out there. Look at this. There's all of this gel is coming right out of it. All that gel is just full of water. That is pretty impressive. Open this the rest of the way up. It's got these layers. Oh, layers. Let's see here. Gel. Lots and lots of gel. There's a little pad with some charcoal in it. I need the charcoal. Work. Look at all that. Look at all that gel. If you went and bought this gel somewhere, I don't know what it would cost you just to buy this, but get it for free, or, well, not exactly free, it's to get it recycled. Always nice. It's always nice when you can recycle items. You don't have to just throw them away because you don't have a use for them. A bit of a magpie, I guess. I like to hold on to things. Well, that charcoal layer just comes apart, doesn't it? All that gel. That gel. Just comes right off. So it turns out you can't really wring them out because this gel just pops right out of them. But wow, look at that. It's going to be probably more gel than I need whenever I'm done here. Water absorbing gel. Recycled. From old pet training pad. Look at that. Look at all that gel. Dropping right out of there. That's so neat. I'm up to, what is that, 3 pads that I've broken down now, and I'm starting to overflow. I've got too much. I've got too much. Ha ha, look at that. Too much gel. More gel than I need. That could make a really good starting medium for something that has delicate roots, doesn't ordinarily like to be started and transplanted. I'm sure you can think of a few plants like that. I'm thinking beans, peas, maybe a few other things. But that, I think, will make a lovely seed start if I don't lose it all, because there's a tilt to this tray here. Oops. Move that around a bit. There we go. Wow. That is full. That is full of gel. My hands are covered with gel. Alright. I'll find something to prop this up so I don't lose any more. 3 pads was enough. That's a lot of gel. Alright, there you have it. Free seed starting tray.